Better.
If you get him loaded, camera, let us know. We won't.
Oh yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wellspool Stadium in Warrington for this John Player special second round game between Warrington and Halifax. The teams for this afternoon's game: Warrington at 1, Brian Johnson; 2, Kevin Meadows; 3, Mark Forster; 4, Joe Rapati; 5, Rick Thackeray; at 6, Ken Kelly; 7, Paul Bishop; 8, Les Boyd; 9, Kevin Tamati; at 10, Bob Jackson; 11, Gary Sanderson; 12, Bob Eccles; 13, Mike Gregory. Substitutes for Warrington are Steve Peters and Billy McGinty. The Halifax side at 1, Graham Eady; 2, Scott Wilson; 3, Neil Haig; 4, Grant Ricks; at 5, Wilf George; 6, Chris Anderson; at 7, John Pendlebury; 8, Roy Dickinson; 9, Seamus McCallion; 10, Keith Neller; 11, Neil James; 12, Peter Bell; and 13, Paul Dixon. Substitutes for Halifax: 14, Steve Smith; 15, Brian Juliff. Referee for today's game, Mr Kershaw from Easingwold. Touch judges, Mr Carter and Mr Unsworth. And it's Halifax who will get this game underway, playing from right to left as we look. Warrington in the white shirts with the primrose and blue V. Halifax in the blue and white hoops. And it's John Pendlebury making his debut for Halifax this afternoon, who will get this John Player special second round game underway. It's a high kick, well taken by Mike Gregory. And Mike Gregory will charge forward. He's brought down short of his own 25 by Dixon and McCallion. Kevin Meadows goes himself from the play of the ball, clears his 25. Makes good ground before he's stopped by 3 Halifax forwards. Kevin Tamati this time acting halfback. Sends it on to Les Boyd. Boyd charges forward. Good run on this near touchline there from Les Boyd. Once again it's Kevin Tamati. He sends it on to Bishop. Bishop to Kelly. Kelly on to Brian Johnson. Johnson just caught by Chris Anderson. Once again it's Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Tamati. Tamati charges forward. Still going over on that far side. There's 3 Halifax players there in the tackle. Bob Eccles this time sends it back to Bishop. Bishop gets away from Grant Ricks, kicks downfield. Graham Eady goes for it. Leaves it to Wilf George, and Wilf George takes it, and Wilf George now will move forward. Gets away from one tackle. Brought down over on that far side by Bob Eccles and Gary Sanderson. Eady escapes one tackle once more. Pendlebury, short one onto Dickinson. Good tackle coming in from Bishop, assisted by Boyd and Rapati. Dickinson makes good ground though. McCallion charging forward. Neil James. McCallion onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury kicks downfield. Brian Johnson goes for it. It bounces up nicely for him and he takes it well. Brian Johnson now moves forward over on that far side. Hands off one man. And finally just caught by Grant Ricks. This time it's Rick Thackeray, goes himself. Moves forward. Brought down short of the halfway line. Kevin Tamati is acting halfback this time. Hands it on to Gary Sanderson. Sanderson charges forward. Tamati once more sends it left with Bishop. Bishop, that's a good pass. It's well taken by Thackeray. Thackeray cuts back inside. Manages to get the ball away to Tamati. On to Mike Gregory, to Ken Kelly. Kelly gives the dummy, straightens up, knocks off one man. He's still going. Finally brought down midway inside the Halifax side of the field by Keith Neller. Once again, it's Kevin Tamati. Goes himself. He's got Eccles with him. Gives a dummy. Gets away to Johnson, and Johnson's away, and Johnson will go over. What a try, what a pass from Kevin Tamati. And it was Brian Johnson who scores. A great start for Warrington. Opening minutes of the game, and it's Brian Johnson. A beautiful try, a beautiful pass from Kevin Tamati. What a beautiful pass there from Kevin Tamati. The Halifax players thought he was tackled. A little one-handed pass, and Brian Johnson linked up brilliantly, and it's Warrington 4 points, Halifax 0. A brilliant pass from Tamati, well finished by Brian Johnson. Just the start Warrington needed. Bishop then to the left of the post as we look, 25 yards out. Bishop then looks at the posts, comes up. What a poor kick really there from Paul Bishop. And the score remains at Warrington 4 points, Halifax 0. The try scorer Brian Johnson, beautifully made by Kevin Tamati. Once again it's John Pendlebury who restarts for Halifax, another deep kick. Well taken by Gary Sanderson, and Gary Sanderson will move forward. Stopped by Keith Nello. Meadows clears his lines well, Kevin Meadows. Tamati, Eccles charging down the middle of the pitch. He just couldn't break the tackles. Good run there from Bob Eccles. They got away from 3 Halifax players. Tamati onto Mike Gregory. Gregory brings in Sanderson. Sanderson just caught by Neil James. Tamati once more onto Ken Kelly. Kelly to Bishop. Bishop looking for the gap himself. Gets it onto Eccles. Eccles tripped by Pendlebury as he's going through. 6 tackle then just inside their own half. Warrington. Tamati. Bishop kicks downfield. It looks a good kick. Brilliant kick in fact from Paul Bishop. Brilliant kick there from Paul Bishop. Takes play to deep inside the Halifax 25 for the first scrum of the afternoon. Chris Anderson having a word with the referee as Halifax make a substitution in the opening minutes. Looks like Roy Dickinson will be leaving the field to be replaced by Brian Juliff. So blow there for Halifax in the opening minutes, losing prop forward Dickinson. He's been replaced by number 15 Brian Juliff. We go straight into the front row. Pendlebury puts the ball in, comes out to Paul Bishop, but Bishop just knocks the ball on and the scrum will reform. Ball goes in once more, penalty to Halifax, let fuss up in the scrum, and Halifax can relieve the pressure. Put safely into touch by Chris Anderson. McCallion onto Nello. Nello charges forward, runs straight into Bob Jackson and Kevin Tamati. McCallion once more. James charges forward, still going. Pendlebury switches it, charging forward there. Peter Bell. Pendlebury brings in Julie, first touch of the ball for Brian Juliff, and he's stopped by Mike Gregory and Ken Kelly. McCallion sends it on to Pendlebury. Pendlebury, nice break here now from Nello, gets it away to Anderson, back to Pendlebury. Pendlebury moving forward, space now here for Grant Ricks. Grant Ricks is moving forward, Mark Foster's there along with Meadows, but the ball will go dead anyway. But a penalty given. Brian Johnson penalised for obstructing Grant Ricks. Grant Ricks found the break there from the pass from John Pendlebury. He only had Johnson in front of him. He kicked over his head, the ball went dead. But referee Mr Kershaw says that Brian Johnson obstructed Grant Ricks, which gives Halifax the opportunity to pull 2 points back. Graham Eady kicking this afternoon in the absence of Colin Whitfield. So Graham Eady places the ball directly pointing to the posts. Should be a very easy kick here for Graham Eady. Look, Graham Eady then comes up to try and pull 2 points back for Halifax, and he puts it safely through. Warrington 4 points, Halifax 2. And Paul Bishop quickly restarts. Pendlebury's there though and takes it well. And John Pendlebury now charges forward. Has already played against Warrington 3 times this season, all in the Salford colours, as McCallion sends it right onto Nello. Nello's sandwiched over on that far side. Juliff was well tackled. Chris Anderson onto Bell. Peter Bell turns, can't get the ball away, still going though. Finally managed to be stopped by Ken Kelly and Mike Gregory. McCallion sends it back to Graham Eady. Eady kicks downfield. Difficult one for Brian Johnson, but he takes it well. And Brian Johnson now will move forward. Goes himself on that far side. Stopped by Grant Ricks. Rick Thackeray goes himself from the play of the ball. Doesn't make much ground before he's stopped. Sanderson onto Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Mike Gregory. Gregory, there's 3 Halifax players there to stop him. Kelly just couldn't take it. So a scrum down, 10 yards inside of the Warrington half. Ball goes in from Pendlebury. Bishop has it, and Bishop from the play of the ball onto Foster. Foster beats George. Mark Foster still going, cuts back inside. Manages to stay in play. Nice break there from Foster from the pass from Bishop. Tamati sends it left with Bishop. Bishop brings in Boyd. Boyd charges forward. Stopped by Neller and Bell. Plays it to himself, he charges forward, cuts in field still. Boyd turns onto Bishop. Bishop gives a dummy, straightens up himself. Still going, turns in the tackle, couldn't get the ball away. He was stopped by Neil James. Tamati tries a drop goal. Hits the Halifax player. Tamati has it, 6 more tackles. Mike Gregory onto Bishop. Bishop onto Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly, the ball goes loose. Rick Thackeray, the ball still loose, and Halifax back in possession. Ken Kelly looking injured. Coming away with the ball, Scott Wilson. Seamus McCallion onto Peter Bell. Bell moving forward. The ball goes loose, Tamati goes for it. Manages to get it, but the referee gives a penalty to Halifax for pinching the ball. And the kick from Chris Anderson goes safely into touch over on that far side. McCallion will take the second part of the penalty. Onto John Pendlebury. Ricks brings in Juliff. And Juliff's well tackled by Gary Sanderson. McCallion, ball goes loose. It's picked up by Bob Eccles. And Eccles is charging forward. Just caught though by McCallion as he's going through. Tamati onto Mike Gregory. Gregory straightens up. Stopped by Juliff. Plays it to himself. Makes a few more yards, does Mike Gregory, before he's stopped. And that will be a penalty as the linesman comes on, Mr. Carter. But Mr. Kershaw had already saw the infringement. So Paul Bishop will try and add a further 2 points to the Warrington score. So Paul Bishop comes up, strikes it well and strikes it safely through from Paul Bishop. Warrington 6 points, Halifax 2. So both these teams who had a fright in the first round of this John Player competition, Warrington being beaten at home by Hunslet 10 points to 6. While Halifax was struggling at home to Wakefield, and one stage was down by 22 points to 20 before finally coming through. Here's Gary Sanderson charging forward. He's stopped by Wilf George. Jackson clears his 25 before he's stopped. Tamati onto Eccles. Eccles charging forward, just slipped though as he met Nella and James. Mike Gregory held up and then pushed to the floor. Warrington midway inside their own half of the field. Goes back to Bishop. Bishop kicks downfield. Eadie comes for it, takes it safely. Graham Eadie now moves forward to George. Wilf George still going. And finally pounced upon immediately blows by Bob Jackson. Graham Eadie. Neil Haig. Haig stopped on the halfway line by Eccles and Sanderson. Eadie onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury looking to go himself. Good tackle comes in from Gary Sanderson. The ball goes loose and a knock on, says the referee. And a scrum down just inside the Halifax half. Ball goes in from Bishop. Pendlebury has it. Eadie's linked up well onto Ricks. That's a nice play, but Scott Wilson can't take it. Well, a real opportunity there for Halifax, a 3-2 overlap. He went swiftly across the line. Scott Wilson just dropped the final pass. So, missed chance there for Halifax. Scrum down over on that far side, just inside the Warrington half. Referee's whistle goes, penalty to Halifax. Punch thrown in the tackle. Chris Anderson puts the ball safely into touch, and Halifax now will launch an attack. McCallion, Juliff charging forward. Good strong tackle from Les Boyd, and that has laid Juliff out. He's absolutely palaxed as Warrington come away with the ball. Kelly cuts in field. Kelly still going. Jakey Wowen, another great run here from Kelly. Lovely run there from Ken Kelly. Beat about 4 players. Juliff still receiving treatment after that crunching tackle from Boyd. As Sanderson charges forward, clears the halfway line, takes 3 Halifax players to stop him. As Juliff seems to be having some smelly salts after that crunching tackle. Here's Joe Rapati. Rapati straightens up. Stopped by Nella and Peter Bell, assisted by Grant Ricks. Bishop sends it out left with Kelly. Boyd, Jackson, back to Boyd. Boyd straightens up, onto Eccles. Eccles goes back left, he finally straightens up and Warrington lose ground on that play. This time it's Ken Kelly, sends it on to Bishop. Bishop, a nice little kick through. Pendlebury goes for it, here's Rapati. Pendlebury drives on it well for Halifax. Rapati tackles him, assisted by Bishop. Neil Haig onto Nell in space for Eadie. Poor pass from Graham Eadie. Goes straight out of play for a scrum down. So a scrum down. Paul Bishop puts the ball in. Halifax in possession with Pendlebury. Sends it out to Eadie. Eadie now moves forward down the middle of the field. Good tackle by Foster. Gets away to Haig. Haig onto Grant Ricks. Ricks onto Anderson. Anderson now moving forward. Onto Wilson. And Wilson's moving forward. He cuts back inside. He gets away from Johnson. No, Johnson just comes back and tackles him. What a nice move there from Halifax. Sets them up on the attack. Penalty given to Halifax. Brian Johnson not allowing Scott Wilson to play the ball. Halifax have a penalty midway inside the Warrington 25. Anderson puts the ball into touch. Halifax now launch an attack deep inside the Warrington half. It goes on to Nella. Nella will charge forward. He's still going. Good one there from Keith Nella. Warrington under pressure now. Juliff trying to charge his way over. He's held just a couple of inches from the Warrington line. Looks like Les Boyd received a kick in the face as he goes right this time. Charging forward there was James, but he's being pushed back by the Warrington defence. Joe Rapati in there along with Bob Eccles as it goes left with Nella. Nella to Pendlebury. Pendlebury straightens up himself. Good tackle by Sanderson, assisted by Mike Gregory. Still Halifax on the attack. It goes on charging forward Juliff. Good tackle comes in from Ken Kelly and Les Boyd. six tackle there for Halifax, about 5 yards from the Warrington line. It goes to Anderson, a little kick through to chase for the ball, and it goes dead. Cheers comes from the Warrington fans and Halifax fans alike. Halifax fans thinking their team has scored. Warrington knew that he hadn't. So a tap from the 25 for Warrington. Kevin Tamity will take it. He goes himself. It's about 10 yards before he stopped. This time it's Mike Gregory onto Bob Eccles. Eccles charges forward. Sanderson. Kelly. Bishop back around with Kelly. Kelly tries to go himself, brings in Johnson, but Johnson was tackled by Chris Anderson. Bishop. Eccles. Eccles, a good pass, but it bounced nicely for Boyd. It does. Boyd. Lovely little dummy from Boyd. He's still going, but just tackled into touch over on that far side. So scrum down midway inside the Halifax half. Pendlebury puts the ball in. Good heel there from Tamity. Bishop goes blindside, just slips though. Looks like a fist was thrown there. I think everybody in the field saw that one apart from the referee. This time it's Jackson charging forward. He's stopped short of the Halifax 25. Warrington's turn to attack this time. Tamity. Tamity brings in Mike Gregory. Gregory back to Tamity. Tamity straightens up onto Kelly. Kelly, can he get away from his man? He's looking for support, throws it away. He'll fall to Foster. Foster now's got space. He comes back inside. Still Mark Foster onto Meadows. Meadows stops. It's just short by Neil Haig. Warrington now in the attack about 5 yards from the Halifax line. Tamity, a little kick through. It's a chase for... and a great try from the party. A try from Joe Reparty. Joe Reparty scores in the corner. A brilliant try. The scorer, Joe Reparty. A little kick from Tamity. There's 4 Warrington players. There's a question of whether he was in touch. The linesman said to the referee he wasn't, and it's a try from Joe Reparty. 10 points to 2, Warrington lead. Just over halfway through the first half. And Joe Reparty gets his name on the score sheet. So Paul Bishop, a difficult kick on this near touch line, but he strikes it well. A beautiful kick from Paul Bishop right from the touch line. Beautiful kick from Bishop, his second of the afternoon. Warrington 12, Halifax 2. Pendlebury restarts for Halifax, this time low one along the floor. Sanderson takes it well. Sanderson moves forward, beats his man well. Good run here from Sanderson, finally stopped by Wilf George. Clears lines well there to Gary Sanderson. This time it's Jackson, goes himself, charges forward. Stopped by Brian Juliff. Tamity once more, sends it out left with Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Boyd, charging forward. Good run from Boyd, stopped just short of the halfway line. Stopped by James. Tamity brings in Bishop. Penalty to Halifax. Not sure was that before he's pointing to Mike Gregory. Claims that Mike Gregory wasn't 5 yards away. And so Halifax have the penalty. And Chris Anderson will go for touch. Left-footed. And good kick from Chris Anderson. Makes no mistake. McCallion will take it. On to Anderson. Brings in Nella. Nella turns. Pendlebury. Nice break here from Bell. Good tackle from Gary Sanderson. McCallion onto John Pendlebury once more. The ball goes loose. Halifax back in possession, but a knock on from Brian Juliff. So Paul Bishop comes round to put the ball in. The scrums wheel and turn. Bishop puts the ball in. Good hook there. Ken Kelly. Kelly looking for the gap himself. Stopped by Paul Dixon. Mike Gregory onto Bishop. Bishop to Boyd. Boyd brings in Johnson onto Meadows. Meadows has got space now. He beats his man well. Back inside to Johnson. He took it brilliantly there, did Brian Johnson. Lovely pick up from Johnson there to keep possession for Warrington after a brilliant run from Meadows. This time it's Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly looking for a gap himself. He cuts inside. He brings in Sanderson. The ball goes loose. Sanderson still has it. But a knock on from Gary Sanderson. Well, lovely break there from Meadows. This pass brilliantly taken from Johnson. But the result, a scrum down. The ball goes in. Bishop dives with it for Pendlebury. And John Pendlebury has it for Halifax. Dixon goes himself. He's stopped by Foster and Jackson. John Pendlebury once more onto Juliff. Juliff well tackled once more by Foster. Mike Gregory and Gary Sanderson also in the tackle. Pendlebury onto Anderson. Anderson. Good tackle there from Bob Eccles and Ken Kelly. On Neil James. Pendlebury looking for a gap himself, turns, the ball goes loose, picked up by Juliff, and Juliff now will move forward. A little kick forward. The ball goes loose, it's going to be kicked on, and finally Brian Johnson has it, and Brian Johnson now will move forward onto Paul Bishop. Bishop now, lovely pass onto Foster. Foster cuts back inside, still Foster beats one man. Finally stopped by John Pendlebury, but Warrington back on the attack now. A lovely sweeping move. Bishop once more, onto Boyd, Boyd, onto Kelly, Kelly moving forward, still going, stopped on the Halifax 25. Bishop once more, onto Boyd, Boyd to Tamati, Tamati charging forward, he gets his pass away to Rapati, the ball just goes to the ground as Joe Rapati was charging through. Well, lovely pass coming in there again through Kevin Tamati. This time Joe Rapati just couldn't take the pass. So scrum down midway inside the Halifax 25. John Pendlebury will put the ball in. Pendlebury, the ball goes in. Pendlebury has it, chased by Bishop. Good tackle from Paul Bishop. On his opposite number, John Pendlebury. Ricks gives the dummy. Stopped by Rapati and Kelly. Haig. Haig moves forward. Once again stopped by Joe Rapati. On his own 25. 6 more tackles then for Halifax. Anderson sends it all right with Bell. Bell moves forward. Good run here from Bell. And there's space now for Anderson. Anderson moving forward. And the poor pass, and Les Boyd will pick it up. No, Halifax still have it, but a knock on from Chris Anderson. And the referee gives a forward pass from Chris Anderson onto Scott Wilson. So results in a scrum down. Once again, Paul Bishop will put the ball in for Warrington. Mike Gregory goes in for it, and so does Bishop, and Bishop comes away with it, beats his man brilliantly, brings in Rapati, Rapati straightens up, still Joe Rapati, still going, good run there from Joe Rapati, takes place just inside the Halifax half of the field. This time it's Bishop, Bishop brings in Tamati, Tamati onto Mike Gregory, Gregory moves forward, he's stopped by Chris Anderson and Neil Haig. Tamati once more, sends it out left with Kelly, Kelly onto Sanderson, Sanderson stopped by McCallion. Once again, it's Ken Kelly acting halfback. He takes it and hands it on to Paul Bishop. Bishop, a long pass on to Rapati. Rapati moves in field, and he's held up in the tackle. The ball is dropped. In fact, he's played it, and Bob Jackson will move forward. And Jackson's found the break. He kicks it ahead of Bob Jackson. Look at the speed from Jackson. Will he get there? Yes, he will. Brilliant try from Bob Jackson. What a try from Bob Jackson. What a fantastic try from Bob Jackson. He just left Graham Eady for dead. A prop forward there, leaves the full back for dead. It may have been a bit dubious, but Bob Jackson's try will count. And Bob Jackson increases Warrington's score to 16. It's Warrington 16, Halifax 2. The try scored by Bob Jackson. What a try. He saw the gap. He only had the fullback to beat. He kicked ahead and he left Edie for dead. So, can Paul Bishop convert Bob Jackson's try? Beautifully struck from Paul Bishop, but just hits the post. Unlucky there from Paul Bishop, ball just hits the post. So it remains at Warrington 16, Halifax 2. Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. A great first half performance at the moment from Warrington. 3 tries, 2 goals, 16 points. 1 penalty goal from Halifax. They're solitary points at the moment. Gary Sanderson takes it well and will move forward. And Sanderson clears his 25 before he's brought down. Meadows goes himself, goes across field. Stopped by James. Tamati, Eccles head down. 3 Halifax players there to meet him. Kelly, Boyd. The ball goes loose. Kelly picks it up for Warrington. He's dragged back to his own 25 by Chris Anderson. Tamati, back to Bishop. Bishop kicks downfield. George comes for it. Takes it well. Wilf George now will move forward. Goes across field. Good tackle from Bob Jackson. Pounced upon by Foster and Mike Gregory. Wilson. Edie. McCallion sends it on to Pendlebury. Peter Bell moves forward. Good tackle from Mark Foster. McCallion. Pendlebury brings in Juliff. Good tackle comes in from Mike Gregory and Bob Jackson. Halifax on the halfway line then. McCallion sends it outright with Pendlebury. On to Chris Anderson. Anderson, a long pass, well taken by Ricks. Jorah Parter is well up and a good tackle on his opposite number there, Grant Ricks. 6th tackle. Kicks across field from Chris Anderson. Johnson going for it with Meadows. Meadows tracks it with his foot and picks it up. Tries to beat Haig and does. And Meadows moves forward down the middle of the field. Makes it just short to his own 25, does Kevin Meadows. Ken Kelly this time, on to Sanderson. Sanderson makes a couple of yards before he's stopped. Kevin Tammons is acting halfback, sends it left with Bob Eccles. Eccles moves forward. As the game makes about 5 yards before he's stopped. Tamati, Boyd. And Boyd stopped over on that far side by James and Dixon. Paul Bishop onto Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Johnson and Johnson's found the gap and Johnson's away. Great break here from Johnson. Still Johnson looking for support, just went the wrong way as Rapatu is coming up on his left hand side, but a brilliant break there from Johnson. 6th tackle then for Warrington. It goes on to Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly, a little kick for the corner, it's a good one. Meadows is after it, so is Foster. Foster will pick it up and he'll go, just drops it over the line. Well, Mark Foster there, Lily had another try. Just failing to pick the ball up clean it. And Halifax have attacked from their own 25. Nella charging forward. Stopped by Jackson and Tamati. Seamus McCallion this time sends it on to Juliff. Juliff well tackled by Mike Gregory and Paul Bishop. Pendlebury. James this time, moving forward. Good break here from James. Good tackle from Sanderson and Jackson. McCallion sends it right with Pendlebury onto Anderson. Anderson, the ball goes loose, picked up by Rapati, and Rapati will move forward. Stopped by Graham Edick, but Warrington back in possession. Inside the Halifax half, he goes on to Boyd. Boyd brings in Thackeray. Thackeray just can't get away from his opposite number, Wilson. Boyd goes blindside, goes himself, knocks off one man. He's stopped. Or on that far side. Kevin Tamati this time swings it outright with Bishop. Bishop a long pass to Kelly. Kelly straightens up. Stopped by Pendlebury and James. Jackson. Short one on to Eccles. Eccles goes across field. Doesn't make much ground. 6 tackle then for Warrington. Midway inside the Halifax half. Mike Gregory onto Bishop. Bishop. Little chip through. Wolf George leaves it. Halifax have a tap from their own 25-yard line. Closing stages then of this first half. Warrington leading by 16 points to 2 in this John Play Special second round trophy game against Halifax. McCallion though has it for Halifax. He sends it on to Juliff. Juliff charges forward. Stopped by Rapati and Ken Kelly over on that far side. Plays it to himself, does Juliff. Stopped short of the halfway line this time by Boyd and Thackeray. Once again it's McCallion acting halfback. He sends it out to Pendlebury. Pendlebury brings in Anderson. James, and James has found the gap. In fact it was Dixon. Brilliant tackle from Sanderson. And then an equally good tackle comes in from Paul Bishop. A poor, terrible pass, and Pendlebury has to go back and retrieve it, and Pendlebury moves forward, goes across field, slips, and then Mike Gregory has him along with Paul Bishop. 6 tackle there for Halifax on the halfway line. It goes on to Bell. Bell moves forward, escapes one tackle. Sloppy pass back. Anderson finally collects it, and that's 6 tackles on the turnover. Good smothering there from Paul Bishop and Mike Gregory. As he goes on to Boyd. Boyd straightens up, turns in the tackle, gets the ball away to Eccles. Eccles will straighten up, gets the ball away to Mike Gregory. Gregory moves forward. Finally stopped by Brian Juliff. Ken Kelly this time sends it on to Gary Sanderson. Sanderson moves in field. Stopped by Bell. Tamati on to Kelly. Tamati once more charging forward. Kelly once more. Eccles. Eccles makes a couple of yards before he's stopped. Tamati onto Mike Gregory. Gregory. Sanderson. Wide pass out, well taken by Foster. And Foster's moving down this near touchline, cuts back inside onto Meadows, and Meadows will go over for a great try. Brilliantly made by Mark Foster. The scorer, Kevin Meadows. Brilliantly made there from Mark Foster. Cut inside brilliantly, and Kevin Meadows are backing up brilliantly also. And Kevin Meadows goes over for Warrington's 4th try. Warrington 20, Halifax 2. So right at the end of the first half, Paul Bishop will try and add a further 2 points to add to that Meadows try. Bishop then comes up and strikes it safely through, does Paul Bishop. Warrington 22, Halifax 2. So once again, John Pendlebury finds himself restarting from the centre spot. Better kick this time. Sanderson's there, traps it with his foot, picks it up safely, and Sanderson moves forward. Stopped by Nella, falls at the feet of James. Mike Gregory goes himself on the play, the ball, charges forward, clears his own 25 before he's stopped. Tamati sends it left with Bishop. Bishop brings in Boyd. Boyd charges forward. Boyd still going, despite the intentions of Haig and Dixon. Quickly plays it to Tamati, who goes himself on the play of the ball, charges forward. Warrington then in possession, midway side their own half of the field. Ken Kelly's acting half-back. Sends it on to Bob Jackson. Jackson. He makes a couple of yards before he stops. 6 tackle then for Warrington. Kevin Tamati sends it back to Paul Bishop. Bishop kicks downfield. Eady goes for it and takes it safely. And Graham Eady now will move forward for Halifax. But run straight into Jackson and Gregory. Pendlebury looking to go himself. Good tackle from Kevin Tamati and Gary Sanderson. Chris Anderson. Nella. Good tackling once again comes in there from Gary Sanderson. Assisted by Tamati. Anderson. Wide pass. Well taken by James. James still going. Good run there from Neil James. Grant Ricks. He stopped midway inside the Warrington half. 6 tackle then for Halifax as Mike Gregory is injured. Pendlebury. Pendlebury goes himself, gives a dummy, nice break here from Pendlebury, a wild pass. It's well taken by Meadows. Brilliant interception there from Kevin Meadows. Spotted it and dived in bravely to take the ball for Warrington. Paul Bishop then sends it out left. Ken Kelly, he took it well. And Kelly is stopped on his own 25 by Seamus McCallion. Bob Eccles. Eccles charges forward. Takes 3 Halifax players to stop him. Closing minute then of this first half. And referee. Offside. Chris Anderson. Much to the pleasure of the Warrington fans, the first offside decision in the first 39 minutes or so. So Warrington another try, can they get another one just before half-time? Rick Thackeray charges forward, and in fact there goes the half-time hooter. A good round of applause comes from the Warrington fans as Warrington go in at the half-time leading by 22 points to 2. Tries from Brian Johnson, Kevin Meadows, Joe Rapazzi and Bob Jackson. 3 goals from Paul Bishop. Halifax only reply, a penalty goal from Graham Eady. So in this John Player special second round game, the half-time score here at Willisville, Warrington 22, Halifax 2. So the team's back on for this second half with Warrington in a commanding position, leading by 22 points to 2. Don't notice any substitutes on the Warrington side. As for the Halifax side, already Brian Juliff on the field, but there are substitutes. Steve Smith yet to get into the action as this second half begins. Paul Bishop kicks deep. It's a good one, luckily taken by Peter Bell, and Bell moves forward. A good tackle from Kevin Tamati. McCallion goes blindside, finds a gap. McCallion moving forward. Well stopped by Bob Jackson. Dixon moving forward. Stopped short of the halfway line by Tamati and Jackson. Wide pass taken by James, and James is stopped on the halfway line by Sanderson and Eccles. Pendlebury once more. Pendlebury moves forward. Manages to get the ball away to Anderson. Anderson on to Nella. Nella will straighten up. Nella gets it back to Peter Bell. He's got space now. Bell just caught by Eccles and Kelly. There's the floodlights. Come on. Halifax 6 tackle. Anderson, a little grubber kick through. Well taken by Meadows, and Meadows now will move forward, run straight into Johnson. Clears his 25 before he stops. Paul Bishop sends it right with Tamati. Tamati charges forward. He stopped over on that far side, midway side his own half. Paul Bishop waits for this one. Sends it on to Jackson. Jackson charges forward. He's finally brought down by Dixon. And McCallion goes on to Ken Kelly. Kelly onto Boyd. Boyd charging forward. On to Johnson, and Johnson's found the gap a mile wide. And Johnson's away. Johnson back inside to Mike Gregory. Gregory still going. The ball goes loose. It's picked up by Foster. Foster's still going. Still Foster. And Foster's going for the corner and he's in. Brilliant try from Foster. But the referee and the touch judge say that it was in touch and the try doesn't count for Mark Foster. So it must have been within a couple of inches of Mark Foster not being allowed that try. Must have been within a whisker of Warrington scoring their 5th try, but it doesn't count and Halifax back in possession as Brian Julie falls to the tackle of Gary Sanderson. McCallion sends it left with Pendlebury. Pendlebury now moving forward. Good tackle from Tamati. Assisted by Eccles and Boyd. Plays it to himself. Pendlebury moves forward. There's space now here for McCallion. McCallion still going. Finally stopped by Ken Kelly. It's Halifax turn now to launch an attack. Anderson sends it left. Juliff drops the ball. But a knock on from Brian Juliff results in a scrum down. Kelly onto Eccles. Eccles charges forward. Turns in the tackle, but Matt Foster had already gone through on his right hand side. Tamati onto Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Jackson. Jackson charges forward. He's stopped in midfield by Dixon and James. Tamati onto Kelly. Bishop run around with Kelly. Brings in Sanderson. Sanderson was well brought down by Pendlebury. 6th tackle then for Warrington. Kelly onto Bishop. Bishop charge down. Bishop has it. But the referee says 6th tackle and the turnover. McCallion has it. Bell onto James. James straightens up. He's well tackled by Sanderson and Jackson. A few spots of rain begin to fall. Grant Ricks charging forward. Runs straight into Ken Kelly, and Ken Kelly brings him down. McCallion onto Anderson. Pendlebury charging forward. Juliff well tackled there by Kevin Tamati. McCallion onto Anderson. Pendlebury running around with Anderson. Anderson looking for the gap himself, but he's well tackled by Mike Gregory. McCallion. Nella moving forward. Nella's stopped over on that far side. 6th tackle there for Halifax. About 10 yards outside the Warrington 25. It goes on to Anderson. Anderson, a wide pass onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury, slip pass onto James. James back to Pendlebury. Pendlebury moving forward. Manages to get the ball away to Bell. Bell finally kicks it through. Should be no trouble for Bishop, and Bishop now moves forward. And Bishop takes the tackle for Warrington. And Warrington back in possession in the shape of Paul Bishop. Mike Gregory onto Ken Kelly. Kelly brings in Boyd. Boyd charges his way through, makes good ground before he's stopped. And offside, once again, the offender Chris Anderson. Paul Bishop puts the ball safely into touch. Warrington now can launch an attack. Midway side of the Halifax half of the field. Ken Kelly takes it. Tamati. Bishop run around with Kelly. Kelly brings in Eccles charging forward. Good set move there from Warrington. Eccles brought down finally by Pendlebury. Boyd, and Boyd knocks on. And the result, a scrum down. So John Pendlebury comes round to put the ball in for Halifax. Halifax in possession. Eady. Quick pass onto Ricks, and Ricks is well tackled by Foster. Eady moving forward, hands off one man, and Eady's still going. Scored in both league fixtures this season. Graham Eady is Wilf George. Wilf George. Good run from George. Charging forward this time is James. Good tackle from Gary Sanderson. Halifax though don't seem to be making that much ground as Pendlebury tries to produce something now for Halifax, and he finds the gap, but there's nobody backing him up, and he drops the ball. Halifax at the moment not showing anything of the form that won the championship last season. Penry there was held up in the tackle, waited for about 10 seconds, but no Halifax player came in sight. Finally knocked the ball on. Bishop puts the ball in. Bishop comes away with it onto Johnson. Johnson to Foster. He took it well. Foster moves back inside. Foster's finally stopped. And the ball goes loose, but it's picked up by Mike Gregory. And Gregory back inside to Johnson, but the ball just goes loose. And George now has it for Halifax. Peter Bell. He's well tackled by Paul Bishop. Juliff once again is well tackled. Bishop and Tamati. Pendlebury, Anderson gives little dummies and Anderson's away, and Anderson's going for the corner. He's got Johnson to beat. Anderson still going. He stops and is finally caught by Johnson, and he throws a wild pass and he goes straight into touch. And the result to scrum down from that wild pass from Chris Anderson. Bishop puts the ball in, and Bishop has it onto Thackeray. Thackeray straightens up. Pendlebury and Bishop have a little argument. The phase play goes on as Gary Sanderson moves forward, goes across field. Good run this from Sanderson. Good little run there from Gary Sanderson, clears his 25 before he stopped. This time it's Ken Kelly. Kelly onto Boyd. Boyd charging forward. Just couldn't get the ball away. Bishop. Long pass on to Johnson. And Johnson stopped on this near side. Britt Thackeray goes himself. Stopped by McCallion. 6th tackle then for Warrington. Midway inside the own half, it goes on to Bishop. Bishop, a little kick across field. Foster's after it, well taken by Pendlebury. Well tackled by Foster. Pendlebury plays it to Bell. Bell moves forward, Foster's there again with Mike Gregory to bring him down. And a penalty to Halifax, not allowing Peter Bell to play the ball. Halifax can make more ground with this penalty, which Chris Anderson comes over to take. Anderson then just manages to put the ball into touch. And Halifax once again can launch an attack. McCallion to take the second bat of the penalty, hands it on to Eady. Eady charges forward, and Eady's still going. Good run this from Eady. Takes play to inside the Warrington 25. Halifax still looking for the first try. Chance now here for James. He cuts inside, he's still going. Finally stopped by Jackson. Ricks, a wild pass out to Anderson. Anderson brings in Nella, well tackled by Mike Gregory and Paul Bishop. Dixon, Bishop there again with Mike Gregory to stop him. McCallion sends it left with Anderson. Pendlebury, a wide pass by Mark Foster, just couldn't take the ball. He looked for the interception, but well played there by Mark Foster, stopping the Halifax move. I think if they'd have caught that cleanly, would have been Warrington's 5th try on the board. But as it is, it's a scrum down on the Warrington 25, which John Pendlebury will feed for Halifax. And a penalty given to Halifax, which Pendlebury takes. Tapped it, but then changed his mind as the referee has a word with Les Boyd. Chris Addison then with the kick for touch. And makes no mistake, and Halifax now to launch an attack deep inside the Warrington 25. Looks like a set move will come here from Halifax. Nella takes it, goes himself, turns. Eady is over on that far side, he tries to charge his way through. Can't get past Meadows and Foster. Charging forward is James, runs straight into Boyd. Goes right this time, Anderson. That's a good pass, releasing Pendlebury, and Pendlebury's through. Cuts it back inside, and Paul Bishop's there. And a lovely timely interception by Paul Bishop. Denies Halifax a try. Warrington then, Kevin Tamati charging his way out. Makes good ground before he's stopped. Ken Kelly onto Eccles. Eccles on that far side, charging forward. Couldn't get the ball away. Mark Foster goes himself. Tries to charge his way through, makes a couple of yards before he's stopped. Goes back to Bishop. Got plenty of time. Kicks downfield. Edie and George go for it, and Wilf George takes it, and George now will move forward. Goes down the middle of the pitch. He's stopped by Meadows, but gets away, and Wilf George still going. Meadows comes back and tackles him along with Eccles. Anderson. And Anderson looking for a gap himself, and he's away. Great break here from Anderson. Kicks ahead. Johnson hits him off the ball. What's the referee's decision? And a penalty right on the try line. That obstruction by Brian Johnson on Anderson. A penalty right on the Warrington try line. So what can Halifax produce from this? It goes on to Nella. Nella will try and charge his way through. Goes on this time. Haig onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury a slip pass. The ball goes loose. It's still loose. Mike Gregory has it for Warrington. But Edie's pinched the ball and is away, and Edie's going for the corner. No one will stop him. And Edie scores in the corner for Halifax. Where it looks as if Mike Gregory had the ball. Edie pinched it and scooted the corner, took the Warrington players unawares, and Edie pulls the try back for Halifax. 22 points to 6. So Graham Edie to try and convert his own try. Wide out on that far side. He comes up, strikes it well, but goes wide of the posts. So the score remains at Warrington 22, Halifax 6. As Warrington make a substitution, Billy McGinty will come on and Bob Eccles will leave the field. So Paul Bishop to restart for Warrington with the score at Warrington 22 points, Halifax 6. And Halifax now will charge forward, but good strong tackle there from McGinty, and McGinty injured immediately as he comes onto the field after going in hard on that tackle. Here's George, and Wilf George looking for a gap down the middle, he's still going. Halifax now have got the tails up. Peter Bell. Good tackle comes in from Sanderson, assisted by Mike Gregory and Mark Foster. 6 more tackles then for Halifax. McCallion offside, says the referee, and Nella takes it quickly. Nella moves forward, brought down by Kelly and Rapati on the halfway line. Goes left this time onto Juliff. Juliff, that's a nice pass onto Pendlebury. He's found the gap and Pendlebury's away. Good tackle from Bob Jackson there, and Paul Bishop to stop John Pendlebury is going through the gap. And the touch judge is done on that far side. The referee was right on the spot. The referee wants play to continue. Then as soon as the Warrington players tackle the Halifax players, he stops play to talk to the linesman. Well, the referee was right on the spot. It took the linesman to come onto the field, and an extra 10 yards for talking there against Les Boyd, questioning the referee's decision. And Anderson puts the ball safely into touch, and Halifax now will launch another attack. McCallion takes it. Nella charges forward. Nella, a wild pass. It's taken by Pendlebury. Jackson was well up to bring John Pendlebury down. Julius this time goes himself on the play of the ball. Stopped again from Jackson. And McGinty that time. Nella once more. Stopped by Boyd this time. Anderson, a long pass. And it's Mark Foster who's got it, and Mark Foster's away. Has he got the legs? Good run there from Foster. Just caught by Wilf George. Graham Eady standing all over Mark Foster's. Halifax lie about 50 yards offside. As Ken Kelly has immediately got the ball, Halifax players are immediately on him. And 3 players behind the play of the ball, the referee didn't even see it. As Rapati now moves forward, just can't get away from Ricks, can he? No, just stopped by Joe Rapati. McGinty goes himself on the play of the ball, and he's put into touch on this near side. So a scrum down, just a couple of yards inside the Warrington half of the field. In this John Player Special Trophy second round game, it's Warrington 22 points, Halifax 6, and a penalty to Warrington. And John Pendlebury and Paul Bishop having little words. But Warrington can afford to. They've got a comfortable lead of 22 points to 6 as Paul Bishop puts the ball safely into touch. But Warrington now can launch an attack. Tamati taps it, hands it on to Jackson. Jackson charges forward. Takes play into midway inside of the Halifax 25. Tamati this time, onto Boyd. Boyd charging forward. Tamati goes himself, charges forward, makes a couple of yards, just can't break the tackles of James. And the referee finally notices John Pendlebury's offside, thanks to about 4,000 Warringtonians around the ground. And Paul Bishop will try and add a further 2 points. As Steve Peters now prepares to come onto the field. Looks as if Rick Thackeray will be coming off. So Paul Bishop. Bishop then comes up and strikes it safely through, and Warrington increase the lead to 24 points to 6. So once again, John Pendlebury to restart for Halifax. Deep kick. Well taken by Sanderson, and Sanderson will move forward. He makes it to his own 25 before he stopped. Kevin Meadows is looking for a gap, makes good ground before he's brought down. Kevin Tarrant is acting half-back this time, sends it on to Ken Kelly. Kelly, a short pass on to Mike Gregory. Gregory stopped by Bell and Dixon. Tarrant once more, a long pass out onto Boyd. Boyd charging forward, brings in Rapati. Rapati looking for the gap, Rapati still going. Makes it to the halfway line. Does Joe Rapati, good run. Plays the ball. Tamati decides to go himself. Throws the ball back to Sanderson. Sanderson straightens up, looking to go straight through the middle. Tamati onto Boyd. Boyd charging forward. He knocks off one man, he's still going. He's got Julius hanging on his back and he's still going. He's still going. Great run from Boyd. Plays it, it's on to Kelly. Kelly to Bishop. Bishop looking to go himself. He looks for the gap. He's beats one man. Bishop still going. The pass goes back, it's picked up, it's onto Johnson. Johnson, a wide pass onto McGinty. McGinty onto Jackson. Jackson cuts back inside, he's still going, he kicks it ahead. He was brought down after he'd kicked it. And the ball is going for Johnson, he's there! Johnson scores after a terrible mess up in the Halifax defence. Johnson scores for Warrington, what a try. Johnson scores his second. A terrible mix up in the Halifax defence. The ball went back, Wilf George missed it, and Johnson followed up, and Johnson scores his second and Warrington's fifth. And Warrington look like they're heading into the quarter-final draw of the John Player Trophy. As Brian Johnson there scores his second try. A good piece of opportunism from Brian Johnson, spotted the loose pass, and he dived on it with a couple of inches to spare. (28 points to 6). Paul Bishop then to the left of the post then as we look on the 25-yard line. The ball is placed. Bishop then comes up and it curls beautifully in. Beautiful kick from Paul Bishop. That's his fifth of the afternoon and takes the score to Warrington 30 points, Halifax 6. Pendlebury once again restarts a high kick and goes straight into touch. Paul Bishop will put the ball into touch from the halfway line. And makes no mistake, good kick from Paul Bishop. Warrington's turn now to launch an attack. Tamati onto Boyd, Boyd charging forward. The ball goes loose, it's picked up by Tamati. Tamati, he's stopped on the 25 by James. Kevin Tamati then acting half-back for Warrington. Sends it left with Ken Kelly to Bishop. Brings in McGinty charging forward. He was well tackled by Dixon. Tamati, Bishop, onto Kelly. Kelly looking to go himself. Just slipped as he's going through and caught by Pendlebury. Tamati once more. Mike Gregory can't take the pass and Halifax back in possession in the shape of Nello. Pendlebury, Anderson tries to go himself. Good tackle comes in. Gary Sanderson. Pendlebury clears his 25 before he's stopped. Goes left this time to Anderson. Anderson brings in Juliff, but Juliff doesn't make much ground. Stopped by Tamati and Jackson. McCallion, Anderson, Bell. Bell stopped and pushed back by Mike Gregory and Bob Jackson. McCallion plays it back to Eady. Eady kicks downfield. Johnson's there. Bounces up nicely for him and takes it well. Johnson now moves forward. Looking for the gap and finds it. On to Thackeray. Thackeray now on this near touch line. Cuts back inside. Good run there from Johnson and Thackeray. McGinty this time sends it right with Ken Kelly. Kelly to Bishop. Bishop. Lovely little dummy from Bishop. Still going. Looking for support. Finds it from Kelly. Kelly brings in Boyd. Boyd charging forward. Back to Kelly. Still Ken Kelly, a long pass. Just over the head of Foster. Foster still gets it. Comes back inside. Beats his man on the touchline. He's still going. Knocks another one off. Good run from Foster. Beautiful play there from Warrington. Takes play to midway side the Halifax 25. It goes on to Ken Kelly. Kelly, a long pass is well taken from Bishop. Bishop going through. The ball goes back. It'll be picked up by Mike Gregory. Onto Johnson. Johnson's a long pass onto Thackeray. Took it well. He goes back inside. Thackeray's still going. Onto Mike Gregory. Gregory just caught by the shoelaces going through. Goes on to Kelly. Kelly. And offside over on that far side. Gives Warrington a penalty. as Warrington will make their second substitution. First substitution, Billy McGinty will leave the field after receiving an injury. Tough look for Billy McGinty, coming onto the field, but receiving an injury, and on comes Steve Peters. The referee telling John Pendlebury to get back the full yards, as Paul Bishop will try and kick his 6th goal of the afternoon in a similar place to his last kick, which he put over quite successfully. Bishop comes up and puts it safely through. Warrington 32, Halifax 6. So John Pendlebury once again, he restarts for Halifax. Bouncing awkwardly for Mike Gregory, leaves it for Meadows, and Meadows will come out of his own 25, charging forward, beats one man. Good run there for Meadows. Steve Peters, their acting halfback, first touch of the ball, goes himself on the play of the ball, charges forward. Tamati. Onto Mike Gregory, he's found the gap and Gregory's away, he's got Tamati in support. Onto Tamati, Tamati's away, has he got the legs, he's charging forward, he's got Johnson with him, and Johnson will go in on the punch for a great try. Brian Johnson's hat-trick, what a fantastic try, the length of the field. Brian Johnson finishes it off, Kevin Tamati started it, his beautiful pass, released Mike Gregory, Tamati followed up, received the pass from Mike Gregory. Wilf George just calls him, but he had Brian Johnson on his left, and Brian Johnson goes over for his hat-trick of tries and makes it 36 points to 6. As the Halifax fans begin to drift away. Another team that have met the full force of the Warrington team on form. So can Paul Bishop knock over his 7th goal? Should be quite an easy kick as he comes up. And no mistake from Paul Bishop, his 7th of the afternoon. Warrington 38 points, Halifax 6. Pendlebury once again restarts. Gary Sanderson. Sanderson charges forward. Peters goes himself, looking for a gap. Just caught, gets up again. Peters still going. He's still going. Great break from Peters, just caught, he's going through. Tamati onto Kelly. Kelly brings in Bishop. Bishop, lovely little dummy. Bishop still going, looking for a gap down the middle. Gets away from McCallion, he's still going. Lovely break here from Bishop. Knocks off another one, he's still going. He's still going. Brilliant play from Paul Bishop. Got away from about 6 players. Tamati goes himself. Onto Johnson, he's looking for his 4th. Still Johnson, onto Jackson. Jackson's looking for a gap down the middle of the field, he's still going. Great break from Jackson. Warrington at the moment throwing the ball about brilliantly. It's on to Kelly. Kelly back inside to Mike Gregory. Gregory's still going. Just couldn't get the ball away. He's brought down by Nella. 6th tackle then for Warrington. Bishop onto Kelly. Kelly. A kick, no pressure on Edie. He has plenty of time and takes it safely. Edie. Good tackle from Steve Peters. Anderson onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury. A wide pass and Wilf George takes it, and Wilf George is gets away from Meadows and George is away. He's only got Johnson to beat. And he gets away from him, still going. Will he get there? Thackeray's after him, but he scores. Good try for Wilf George. Got away to about 3 Warrington tacklers to score. And records Halifax's first try of the afternoon. Second try of the afternoon. It looks like Bob Jackson is going to limp off the field and Bob Eccles will come back. Getting a good round of applause from the Warrington fans, Bob Jackson. And he's replaced by Bob Eccles. As the rain begins to fall quite heavily now. Graymead it. Will try and convert Wilf George's try. Comes up. Oof. Well, the less said about that, the better. So Bob Eccles now does come on as he checks with the linesman. So 38 points to 10 now, Warrington lead. Paul Bishop then restarts for Warrington. And it's safely taken by James, and James charges forward. Stopped by Eccles and Peters. Pendlebury brings in Bell. Bell charging forward. Good tackle comes in again from Gary Sanderson. Bell, Anderson. Mike Gregory is there to stop Chris Anderson. Along with Matt Foster. Tulif. Good tackle from Paul Bishop. McCallion, Pendlebury, wild pass from John Pendlebury. And Steve Peters is there, and Wilson luckily hangs onto the ball, and Paul Bishop finally brings him down, and Halifax lose about 20 yards. Sixth tackle, Chris Anderson moves forward. A wide pass is well taken by Ricks, and Ricks kicks ahead. And the referee's going to blow his whistle. Like a bit of a harsh decision. As Grant Ricks plays a bit of play acting on this near touch line. Trainer says you've got the free kick, you're alright. Halifax there, Nella charges forward. Good tackle coming in. Gary Sanderson once more. McCallion. Peter Bell charging forward. Penalty to Halifax. Not allowing Peter Bell to play the ball. So no doubt Chris Anderson will tap this one. Leaves it to McCallion to tap. McCallion taps it and then penalises Warrington for offside. Look a bit trivial, I think, there from the referee, considering he wasn't in line. And Dixon tries to charge over, but he's held over the Warrington line. And the ball goes loose, and Tamati has it for Warrington. Well played there from Kevin Tamati. As the rain now begins to really come down, sheeting across the field. But won't bother Warrington, they should now be in the draw for the quarter-finals. They're leading here by 38 points to 10. Kevin Tamati is acting halfback. Sends it on, gives a dummy. And there's 3 Halifax players there. This time it's Paul Bishop. He sends it out right with Eccles. Eccles kicks downfield. Matt Foster's after it. And Matt Foster's charging forward. Wilf George is under pressure, but he takes it well and gets away from Foster. And Wilf George now moves forward. Good tackle from Bob Eccles. Edith sends it left with Anderson. Anderson gets the pass away to Pendlebury. Wilson back inside to McCallion. McCallion stopped by Ken Kelly, gets the ball away to James. James still moves forward. He's fired tackle by Gary Sanderson. Peter Bell this time goes himself from the play of the ball, goes across field. He's stopped by Paul Bishop. McCallion this time sends it left onto Pendlebury. Pendlebury onto Anderson. Anderson moves forward, looks for the gap. Stops, goes straight into Kelly, gets it away to Juliff. Juliff will finally straighten up. Still Brian Juliff over on that far side, moving forward. Finally brought down by Mark Foster in the mud. Wilf George gives a dummy. Stopped this time by Meadows. 6 tackle then for Halifax. Going across the line, Pendlebury, slip pass, manages to go back to Eady, scoops it back to Bell. Bell, who kicks it, and it goes off the hands of Mark Foster into touch for the scrum down. And Brian Johnson getting today's man of the match, 3 tries to his name. About 2 minutes remain. Anderson. And the referee says Warrington offside. Peter Bell charges for this time for Halifax. He's stopped by Peters, assisted by Meadows and Mike Gregory. Dixon turns, throws the ball back to Nella. Nella still going, stopped by Steve Peters. Plays it to himself. Mike Gregory once again with Steve Peters, bring Keith Nella to the floor. McCallion sends it left with Anderson. Pendlebury gives a dummy, brings in Juliff. Good tackle from Tamati and Eccles. Anderson once more. Still Anderson. The ball goes loose, it's picked up by Rick Thackeray. Warrington back in possession deep inside their own half. Let's move into the final minutes. Sanderson onto Kelly. Kelly looking for the gap himself and finds it. Ken Kelly's away, cuts inside another onto Rapati. Rapati now, this space here for Meadows. He's charging forward. Still Kevin Meadows. Back inside to Foster. Foster's still going, still Mark Foster. This is going to be a brilliant try for Paul Bishop. What a fantastic try. What a fantastic try. Finally stopped. Finally ended by Paul Bishop, who goes in under the post for a fantastic try. The whole length of the field, starting for the break from Ken Kelly, and it went right across the line. It involved Rapati, it involved Foster and Meadows, and it was Paul Bishop who finished the brilliant move off. And Warrington chalk up their 7th try. As the Halifax fans drift away, knowing that their team have been absolutely thrashed this afternoon. So Paul Bishop to try and convert his own try right in front of the posts. Paul Bishop then comes up and goes safely through. 8 goals and a try. 20 points for Paul Bishop. And there goes the final who's-up. Warrington progressing to the quarter-finals of this John Play Special Trophy with a resounding 44 points to 10 victory. So Warrington 44 points, Halifax 10. Warrington's points, 3 tries from Brian Johnson, 1 from Kevin Meadows, 1 from Joe Rapati, 1 from Paul Bishop. Bob Jackson, 8 goals from Paul Bishop. Halifax replied 2 tries, 1 from Edith, 1 from George, 1 goal from Graham Eady. So Warrington progressed into the John Players Special quarter-finals after this resounding display here at Wilderspool. The final score, Warrington 44 points, Halifax 10.